In 1904, Russia and Japan were very much at war, and there was a massive battle in Port Arthur. That is the start of this game, Port Arthur. This has been sent to me by Draco Ideas, and without having looked at what is inside this box yet, I want to find out if this game is worth the amount of money that you have to pay to get your hands on it. So play we all. Port Arthur has been designed by Yasushi Nekaguro and illustrated by Maud Chalmers, and just by the look in the cover I can tell that they've done absolutely fantastic work illustrating this. I really love the style of this illustration with this massive imposing figure at the very beginning, right at the front, and these people, you know, coming in just to invade and conquer. The back of the box gives us a very clear idea as to what we're going to be finding inside, with what appears to be a beautiful looking mapped board and some tokens and some meeples. So, shall we take a look at what's inside then? I haven't opened this box yet, but I'm very used to Draco Ideas making some really good productions. So this, I bet it won't be any different. Okay, that. Okay, so the box. Oh, I love these boxes. I really love these boxes where you get this little magnet that keeps the lid, and you open this as if it is some sort of chocolate box with surprises inside. I love that. So we get six six-sided dice, so 66s. To be honest, I'm not even going to take them out of the box because they're tiny, they're super duper small, and I don't even know if I would use them, to be perfectly honest. I would probably change them for something else because I like bigger, chunkier dice. There are some meeples, but we'll take a look at them in a minute. First, we're going to take a look at the rules. Yes, this, my friends, is the Spanish edition of this game. This game was published by Nuts to start with, but this is the Spanish edition. So what have they done with the rules? They actually look pretty good. I wish there was a little bit more separation between paragraphs, which is something that I make a point of every single time, because for people like us with some dyslexia, it makes it easier to read if there is a little bit of separation between the paragraphs. But other than that, the font is very clear, the printing is very good, the layout has plenty of air everywhere, and the size of the icons are the right size for everything to be very visible, which is very nice indeed. This is a game that plays in just 6 turns. That is it. So it has a very limited scope for improvisation. I think this game is going to be more for tactics and strategy from the very beginning and see how it goes. Oh, interesting that you have some optional rules for mines and a little bit of history background in the very back. I like that. I like that you can learn some history as you play these games. Let's take a look at the meeples, shall we? There aren't that many, but they are like really aggressive. I mean, look at them. You have these little meeples with their little swords, which, considering that this is a fight between Russia and Japan, these are going to be katanas. And here are the Russians with their bayonets. They're super tiny, but they're very cute. I really like the inventiveness when people create meeples that look different and have so much character in just such a simple shape. I think that's brilliant. And as a graphic designer, I appreciate that very much. Okay, next, player aids, which is very nice. And then we go on to the tokens, and we have 1, 2 sprues of very tiny tokens. Now these are small, I have to say, and we get tokens for the Japanese and for the Russians. In fact, you have, you know, the Yakumo, the Takasago, the Kesagi. So as you can tell, it's taking me a little bit to read what's being written in here. I wish these were a couple of millimeters or 3 millimeters bigger, so they would be easier to read and understand. But as they are, it's going to take me a little bit to get used to them. And exactly the same for the Russian ones, especially because the Russian ones have some with very long names. So do they? Oh, they detach beautifully, I have to say. Very, very nice. I love that because it makes me feel that these are not going to get damaged as you get them out of the sprue. So very good. And now we're going to take a look at the board itself, which needs to see flatter. It's one of the things about like that. Anyway, yes, as I expected, this is a rather nice map of the area. A bit busy, I must admit, a little bit on the busy side, because all these, you know, tidal wave lines, maybe we didn't need, because when we have a lot of cheats on top, this is actually going to look pretty busy. So simplicity would have been the key in here. Even so, the color palette is very good, the cartography itself is very good, and everything on the board seems to be in the right place, which is very good. So a little bit of excess detail in the map, that's all I have to complain about, and all things considered, that's just a personal note for me. That's not much of a complaint, that's just a matter of taste. So yeah, not bad at all. And look at the inside of the box. That is really gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. Everything goes back very neatly. And the box closes. If you put, you need to put the meeples, you know, all laying down. If you put them standing up, then it doesn't close. But the box closes very neatly indeed. Very well produced, as I was expecting. So I'm quite like it. And the idea that this is played in 6 turns, and it's a game for 2 players that plays in about 40 minutes. I'm curious. I am very curious. I don't know if this comes with a solo mode, but if it did, I would probably take this with me because it feels like the kind of the game that I can put in a medium-sized table and it would be quite fun. So if you have already played Port Arthur, I would absolutely love to hear what you have to say and if you have enjoyed it or not. And if you are thinking of playing it, please let me know so we can compare notes. But until the next time, thank you so much for being there, and I will talk to you very, very soon. So play wheel.